Welcome back to Reap the Gems podcast.
All right, so listen, having Caribbean parents and that Caribbean background, I feel like as a child, you weren't really able to talk and show your emotions or even say what you wanted to say, even if you want to express yourself as a youth. So basically, your parents will say some stuff, and they always trying to make you. Either when they got into a grown people conversation, they hey, go over there. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Or something that you really wanted to say off your heart. You just want to be like, listen. They condemn that, just because, you know what I'm saying, you respect them so much.
Yeah.
So I want to ask y'all, man, with that being said, how did you feel growing up knowing that you couldn't express yourself, but knowing that when you go to your friend's house and they're full Americans and the way they talk back and express themselves, that was different to you, right?
Yeah, it was totally different. So like for me, right, for instance, right, so both of my parents are Haitian, right?
Right.
Like they're from Haiti.
Sac passe, Naboule, to all the Haitians.
Right, and I actually have siblings they're half Haitian and half American. So it didn't even take for me to be around my friends to witness it.
Oh, okay.
But it was different. Like,
a first-hand example with your siblings.
First-hand example and experience with my siblings, right? So with my siblings, the way that their dad was American.
Yeah.
So the way that they would interact with their dad was totally different the way that they interact with my mom. Which my mom being a Haitian woman, there's certain things that you cannot do or you're not doing in front of them. Like, it's a certain level of respect that she's demanding from you.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, I'm talking about it's demanding. It's no option. Where their dad, he was more lenient. Like they were able to express themselves. Like if they're like, if my mom ever cooked a meal, you eating that. This is what's for dinner. This is what's for lunch. Where like they would be at their dad's house, and I'll see my siblings be like, nah, I don't want a tuna salad. I want an egg salad. And their dad would be like, yeah, you don't want that? All right, let me make that for you.
Yeah.
And it's no hesitate. Or they can go ahead and have discussions where, you know what, Dad, I didn't feel like that. Or they can go ahead and discuss different things about, wanting to go to their friend's house or whatever. They just were able to express themselves. Right? That's the main thing where growing up in a Caribbean household, it was looked at as disrespectful. If I ever told my mom or my dad
how I really
felt, like, nah, I just don't think that makes sense because I think it would be better if I catch the bus and then just stay for aftercare instead of me going home, taking a shower, and then going to aftercare. So it's just using that type of example, right?
That's so true, bro.
Just growing up the Caribbean way. Sometimes the thing that they take as disrespect, like for an example, if you look at them in the eyes when you're talking to them, they're gonna be like, look down when you're talking to me. What are you looking me in my eyes for? You trying to intimidate me? You know? Like it's intimidation where some cultures feel like it's respectful or it's disrespectful when you look down, If you're looking down and you're talking to somebody
like you gotta watch how you kiss your teeth. You gotta be careful
how
you kiss your teeth. If you kiss your teeth the wrong way, you might see the belt. I'm just
fix
being
your
real.
face,
fix your face. Smile when I'm talking to you. How you feel?
And there's pros and cons to it. I feel like it's pros and cons to it because you want to build your child up to be respectful out there in the world. Yes, sir. And yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. But at the same time, when you like that, it can kind of restrict your child from wanting to open up and be them true selves because it's like you never gave me a chance to be open and talk to you on some real shit. And that's the thing. It's like with Caribbean parents, it's their way or the highway. And that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up, bro. I'm a dad now, so any way my jit feel, he gotta let me know, bro. And I'm asking him too, like, hey man, you all right? You sure you good? You can talk to me now, open up. You know, and then on top of that, he a Sagittarius, so I ain't gotta tell him anything he feel. Yeah, Dad, I didn't really like that. I didn't really like the way the rice was a little hard. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta have your kids, let them have that expression, so you can really get to know them. So that's why it'd be a lot of friction in the Caribbean households, because like, oh, you spent so much time just trying to discipline me and keep me in check. Like you never really even got to know me. Not saying we friends or anything, because Caribbean parents, they don't like when kids think that you friends with them. Like, I'm not your friend, I'm your parent, and I get that. But can we get to know each other on some real shit? Like you ain't gotta just be on some discipline shit.
Now, like what you just said, that I feel like that's 100% true, because it's like, now if I say something, and it might come off to you as out of this world, like, where did he get that from? Yeah. But this has been me inside. You just never got to know me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You only know me of who you want me to be. Right. I gotta put on this person who I want you to perceive me as. Right. You get what I'm saying? So pretty much, I could be in public and you like, oh, see Miss Jean there. See Miss Jean. Tell her good morning. And you're like, oh, good morning, Miss Jean. How you doing? Oh, you're such a sweet boy. And in your head, you're like, Miss Jean, if you don't take your bum. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even fuck with Jean for real. But you have to put on this persona for your dad. And I get
and you know what I hate? Is your parents will sit there and let their friends roast you, bro.
Oh, man.
Bro.
Especially the Caribbean household. In Americans, you ain't talking about y'all like that.
Yeah, that's fact.
They'll sit there and roast you with the friend. Yes, and big. Yes. Yes.
Where do they get it?
Like, no, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah. Come on my side. Real talk.
So here's the thing, though. It kind of, maybe it does, but it's kind of all talk, because so my first real relationship was with an American girl. Okay. And of course, like I said, you know, me having island parents, I grew up very respectful. So whenever I would go to her house, I would take off my shoes and I would go in the house. And she looked at me like as if that was weird. How respectful I was. It was like I was so respectful. It was weird to her. Yeah. Like it was weird to her mom in the fact that like, yo, this kid is like very respectful. Yeah. You know? It's weird. Like it's weird because I was like, hello, how you doing, Miss Smith? And how you doing, Miss Christie? How's your day?
That happened to me.
Very respectful. You know, we give kisses like, you know, to our aunties, anybody that. You know, that comes in our household. Like, like I said, we're taking off our shoes. We're not walking to nobody shoes like coming right from the outside. Right. We're not doing that.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you. This don't go for all Americans.
Yeah.
Because there's some Americans out there, they don't play. Yeah. They raise their kids very respectful.
That's true.
And they don't look at them like friends, but they do give them that leeway to express themselves. But while still remaining that strict household.
It's the country Americans that have that little bit of respect. I think.
Yep. Well, as far as hospitality wise,
hospitality wise, because
that comes with respect. Hospitality and respect go hand in hand.
Yeah. I just really want y'all to comment, man, and really give us your point of view.
Yeah, because it is a difference.
Because you might have a different perspective. So please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, man.
Let's do it.
For sure.